I'm Anna.
I'm Ben.
We're AutoSave. Welcome to our channel.
Today we're watching Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, Season 1, Episode 11. Last episode, Hughes died. This episode, we are on our way to Dublith. I don't know if we're actually going to get there. We had the idea that we might have a pit stop on the way.
In Rush Valley, the auto mail place.
Yeah, Winry seemed excited about it, so I'm excited about it. I just don't know if we know, as a party right now, the news that the rest of the cast has learned and attended, you know?
We did discuss a little bit after the episode 10 whether we thought that the boys would be finding out soon or if we thought they'd find out upon coming back home from seeing their teacher. But I think I agree with you that this pit stop in Rush Valley might take up one, if not multiple episodes before we're able to get to our next location.
Because it was so like, oh, we have reason to go to the teacher. We're trying to talk about the Philosopher's Stone and we're trying to get stronger and like find out about ourselves type beat. And like, I don't know.
But auto mail is still also so important, especially to these people that are traveling right now. So
right, maybe like Winry learning more, being exposed to other auto mail enthusiasts could motivate her to have some upgrades for Ed.
We won't forget Screws next time.
Yeah. Ready?
Yeah.
Sweet. I never want this to change.
You never want a new opening?
Yeah.
That's so fair.
And if we do have a new opening, I want them to do like a Hunter x Hunter type thing where they don't really change the song. And if they do, it's like slightly changed or evolved. It's just so good.
Oh, rest in peace.
At least he kind of got to see his wife before he died.
Do you think she's lonely without Winry?
No. She's excited for Winry. I'm excited to see Winry potentially in her like own element, you know?
No!
Thank you. Thank you, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Miracle at Rush Valley.
However, Rush Valley.
Dude, I just don't know if there are means of communication to like that immediate of a degree. So cool.
It's not really an odd one out. A lot of people have replacement limbs.
Where do you think Winry falls in terms of skill as a mechanic? Ooh.
He's a spectacle. I wonder if she will be popular. Looks like they are popular.
Watch? No.
Pickpocket?
I think we saw her, right?
If.
Oh no.
They're all just like Winry. This is a town of Winrys.
I love that. Dominic. Whoa. It's nice that Al doesn't have to feel the heat, right?
Why isn't he carrying them then?
Probably burn you. Jesus.
You stole from the wrong tourist.
Oh my god. I love the backgrounds.
I don't know. Look at the thing you stole. How about that?
Jesus. The scale.
She's enjoying herself.
Yeah.
Taunting. Ooh.
Holy shit.
In
like
a
a cage.
Amazing! Fabulous.
Damn!
Automail.
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 Jesus!
A cannon knee!
Winry, lock in. Yes!
Because she wants to look at your automail.
Is this Dominic? Do you think Winry could get like an internship here? That's Dominic.
Of course it is! Then I would grow?
That's gonna happen.
I love that he thinks they would be so happy about it too.
Yes!
Yes!
No!
Aww. You could
At least
be,
they let us stay here.
You could be an apprentice of the kid of Dominic.
Aw. Ow.
Oh, look at his blushy face.
Thinking about like what the Philosopher's Stone is.
The creation of something out of... Ooh. Oh, I don't like that. Like complications with the birth or she's sick or something.
Damn.
Both parents dead, taken in by someone. Oh, dang.
Oh, look at him.
And she's good with them too. Well, that's because you're pickpocketing. Woo!
Whoa. Uh-oh.
Winry. She regrets it. Oh. Don't forget. It's like it was a message for her too there. Like, don't forget, persevere here.
Winry's out here changing lives.
The baby. The baby. The baby. It's coming?
Oh, shit. We're out in the middle of nowhere, right?
Fullmetal Alchemist.
We are. And it's storming! And it's storming! Bad weather.
Do you think Winry knows anything that has to do with medicine? Just because of her environment growing up? Let's go!
It's also just her personality to...
Take charge of the situation. Let's go. I love Winry's earrings. Full faith. And her nerve. Oh.
And her nerve. Knowledge and nerve. Whatever she vaguely remembers. Oh. We need Cheska right now.
The belief.
Nerves of steel! Nerves of automail.
Panina's good with her hands. She can pickpocket that baby out.
Oh my god. You wouldn't even notice it's out of you. It happened so fast.
Damn. When it really counts, I can't do anything.
Oh. Nightmare fuel. Oh.
The screams.
Yeah. It's born though. The baby's born. It's all good. We're all good. I love how excited Ed and Al are about this.
Mysteries of life. Understandable.
Oh, still leads her to the chair. Having to give it form.
So that you can carry it around.
No turning back.
It's raining.
Resolve. She's not gonna forget either.
Huh.
How could he say no to the person who birthed the baby? Or helped birth the baby. She didn't actually birth the baby.
You stole my watch.
Oh, what a softie. Hey,
Come on,
it's your
Dominic.
chance! He's a mushy granddad now, you got this.
However,
You can watch me.
Okay. Look at him blushing.
Well, if he would refer you to this person, they're probably good.
たまにお仕事を見学に来てもいいですか
魔王の顔を見にたまになら来るがいいさ
Oh.
そっちの跳ねっ返りもな
やばい急げ
The wanted criminals being shown. That is interesting.
気をつけてねお前もな
Okay, so
This kinda
she's
makes
not
me- this
coming
makes me
with us.
sad.
We're just gonna be picking her back up, I guess, when we're done.
Maybe, maybe not.
あのじじいからしっかり技術盗んで次会う時はもっといいやつつけて
Oh. I hope it isn't long.
ちょっと任せといて
That was like her answering to him.
Okay, that was Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood Season 1, Episode 11. That's 2 crazy episodes in terms of contrast back to back, eh?
Definitely like different energy, but definite segues, definite relatability between certain plot lines.
Yeah, it's just devastating, like emotionally, to go from Hugh's death, thinking about his family having to go on, and for her to have to raise that kid by herself, to watching another family give birth to a new life. And
But
it's completely intentional to the the sense and meaning that every character's reaction to this new life being, like how important that is. It's something that an alchemist can't replicate. It's that mysterious nature of life.
And also like I think I'm gonna pronounce it wrong. I don't know why it's like such a tongue twister to me. Panina.
Panina?
Panina. Okay, I'm cool. I got this.
Panina.
Panina.
Yeah.
So the other kind of parallels in terms of plot is obviously both of her parents died
Yeah.
in something very traumatic, and it has kind of led her into the position that she's in, where she is being taken in by someone and or cared for by someone, and is wanting to make up for that in some way. In episode 10, Hughes's death episode, we have kind of confirmation within that episode that Winry is becoming like a adopted daughter of this family, Hughes's family, and is thought of as an older sister to Alicia. And now we have this new baby being born. Panina's kind of like an older sister here in this position. Hughes and Dominic are kind of being shown in similar ways here, except Hughes is dead and Dominic is obviously not. But I think that if you're gonna change some tone drastically between 2 episodes, especially like killing someone,
Yeah.
that you would have to keep some plot threads that can tie nicely together to kind of,
Like, they didn't have to, but it makes me, it drives home a potential, like, thematic point that could be touched on later that I want to talk about. Like, I don't know if they necessarily ever will go this way with the story or even, like, talk about it, but with how much gravity and weight and preciousness that they dealt with the aspect of life this episode and birth and what a human is able to do and how miraculous it is and mysterious. Is it without, like, could we ever get to a point that we look at alchemy in terms of human transmutation, like in terms of getting our bodies back and really getting down into the nitty gritty, that we start to see life itself and what humans are able to produce as a sense of sacred, that there's like a point in transmutation that the boys went past and we've seen, other people do, that it's like, is that just like the end all be all, fuck that, don't do that? Like,
the taboo.
If we ever, it's the taboo, sure, but like, upon our characters going down the path of trying to find a Philosopher's Stone and create one potentially in a way that isn't malicious, if we ever come against somebody who we might already have vague ideas of, who is so dead set on being able to achieve such a control of the mysteries of humanity, would we end up having to fight against something that would inevitably give us what we are asking for, and have to be the ones on the front lines being like, no, you know what? This isn't
Setting
right.
things
I'm going to
straight.
I'm going to protect the world from this, even though that would mean not giving myself and my brother what we need or want.
I would definitely say this episode would lean to thinking that that is how the brothers would handle the situation. I think the baby being born and their response to it is somewhat of a manifestation or product of their resolve in how they view life from what they have experienced and what they have done, and the taboo that they have gained an appreciation, as you had used the word, there's a sacred nature to it. There's a beauty in the mystery of it. Alchemists can't even begin to accomplish, even though they don't believe in God, they still pray to God for the safe birth of this child.
There's something so slightly ironic, but more like distilled about the powerlessness that an alchemist could feel.
It's outside of us, yeah.
It's like seeing Ed and Al sitting outside of that room, like not being able to help, not being able to do anything when they have dedicated a decent part of their lives to the study of being able to control hopefully everything at some point. That I'd wonder, like, the psychological state of some alchemists within this world that are so dead set on having control and being able to control everything that the idea of being powerlessness to something like death is like just obliterating to you. Like when we're thinking about Roy Mustang at the end of last episode, like commenting on Hughes's death and being able to put himself in the shoes of the boys for the first time, really.
Yeah.
Like, you see how far outside of the realm it is for some people and what they have to go through to be able to understand that, like, powerlessness bridged with, like, I'm willing to do anything, you know?
I think that it's definitely shown to us pretty heavy with the contrast within this episode itself of showing us the amazing powers of alchemy within our quick little fight with Panina.
Which was
Why
great.
Can I not say it?
I felt like the sense of scale during that was insane.
Hands made out of the earth. He goes from this top of this cliff and races down. We create this beautiful, I think what Al does is maybe the best thing to compare to the powerlessness of not being able to help with the birth of an actual human, which is this delicate cage that is created. There's something about it that almost is like, this is the closest that an alchemist could get to careful, loving detail.
But then on the opposite side of things, you have something that's completely based in human intelligence and creation, like AutoMail being able to go up against and easily cut down something that is so I control everything alchemy.
And where AutoMail fits in this conversation is right in the middle. We are creating something with human knowledge and human hands and ore and resources from the earth to replace human limbs, because you can't just create that out of nothing.
Yeah,
you can't have this person be reborn and grow their legs back.
And it's like so interesting because like there's so much of a beauty to the humanity of being able to build something to motivate somebody or to give somebody the opportunity to stand again, which we saw with Panina, and what that meant for her, and then how that changed through the conversation with Winry to not pickpocketing. But although it does that, and we could pave a future that's like, that's the right thing to go down, there also does bring that inevitable question to like, well, Al's never going to be able to taste anything again like this. Like, touching something is completely different when you don't have the human sensation there. And there's so many different directions you could go with the struggles with dealing with that.
Because there's so many different aspects of being human.
Yeah.
There's so many different things that could happen in someone's life and experience that can send them down the path whatever their motivation is. There's the senses. And we're talking about all of them. Like within this episode alone, we're focusing on what something in someone's past can then do to kind of further their resolve and their nerve going forward, their motivation going forward, what they choose to do with their passions in their life.
Man, do you think October 3rd, 11, is the day of when everything went down? I think it's the day that they burned the house down.
I think
that
it's
was
the
my
day
interpretation
they
of
burned
it.
the house down was my interpretation.
Yeah.
I think because of the fact that the line from Ed was that, like, there was no going back at this point. Like, this was almost,
Let's find the line, because it's
I would like
great.
to have the line.
I have to admit what a pansy I was, having to give what happened that day form so that I can carry it around with
That
me.
was another
Holy
good line.
Shit.
That was, yeah.
That's what I was looking for. What were you doing?
I was looking for the line that within the actual flashback we have Ed say about what the meaning of burning the house down was to him. That this was a solidification of a resolve, like a no going back from this moment.
Got you. So we see the house burning down once they return with the watch.
There's no turning back for us now, huh?
I love that it's paired with the burning down of the house.
You can't ever forget this day, because this is the day where there was no going back.
You're taking the house with you.
You're carrying with that watch, you are carrying that burning photo of the family together. You are now carrying all of that with you because you have destroyed it on the physical plane. Now the only way it can be carried is within you.
Yeah.
Because it's physically gone from this world.
Mm.
I think that's awesome.
Dominic's awesome.
Dominic is awesome. I was kind of surprised that he's not actually going to be the one that we learn from. But obviously, if he refers us to someone, then I'm sure that person is incredibly talented and interesting. They're probably pretty quirky themselves.
Winry has got to be one of my favorite early characters in any anime that I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, there's only so much you can give to Winry being her role in her story right now. But 11 episodes in, she's such a standout, strong character that can offer so much emotionally, physically, like narratively. Like she is pushing so many different aspects of her character forward at the same time as the brothers, where it's like, oh, well, yeah, of course, because she's right in there from the beginning with them. But I've read and seen other things that don't propel the characters that would be in Winry's spot or a similar position nearly as strong as Winry's portrayed, and I love her so much.
Like, not only is she a part of that past and aware of that past and aware of the brothers, but she had similar things within her own life and her own storyline that is separate from them that is similar. When Ed and Al are going through their father's alchemy texts within his office, Winry is going through her parents' medical journals and things of that nature. And both of those parents being, absent, not there to actually teach the material, you are going into their room and looking at their documents and their things and kind of learning from the things that your parents were interested in. And then she has to apply it here. Like, it's almost like when we see them apply what they tried to piece together both on their own and from what little or a lot they learned from their alchemy teacher in order to try to transmute human life. Here we have Winry trying to take things that years ago she read and without a teacher and apply it into actually trying to help safely disinfectant involved help birth a baby.
I love that, like, Dominic's response to the automail was like, really? This is way too heavy. You're not thinking about the client. You're not thinking about, like, the user of this, really? I can only imagine that Winry is going to improve vastly given the amount of resources and closeness to the technology of automail here.
By the end of the episode, I think that your initial read was like, I guess there's a debate here of that we can debate in terms of when we think we will be having Winry back in the story, how long we think that she will spend within Rush Valley.
Whether it's on the way home from Dublith
if it's
or
just
Dublith,
we're on a
or...
line where the train is just gonna come back and we're gonna
Yeah.
pick her up on the way back. That's what I was viewing, that she's going to be there for a week or however long we think we're gonna be with the teacher. I don't really know how long they think they're gonna be with her, but I definitely, with what Ed says he and Al want to do.
When he says, make sure you call Granny, I'm like, okay, that's not like a week away. Like, that's not a week here in, you know, Rush Valley that you're spending away from your granny. Like, I'm wondering, depending on how much time we'd spend with our teacher, if we only spend a week there, I could imagine Winry staying in Rush Valley longer.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's going to be a length of time regardless of whether we're picking her up or not, because I think that Ed and Al need a decent amount of time with their teacher, or at least at this point, the things that they want to be working on within themselves that they talked about on the train in episode 10.
Getting stronger
like
about the Philosopher's Stone.
Doesn't that seem like it would
That's
need a
fair.
little more time than like
Yeah.
a day?
To bring that up, because I was thinking about it yesterday when I was thinking about watching this next episode. I don't know what the teacher's reaction is going to be to seeing Ed and Al. Like, presumably the teaching was done before the accident. What is her response going to be specifically to Al? Like, Ed knows, nobody has to tell Ed that he needs to feel bad or feel like he needs his mission to be to save his brother. But another person potentially being like, you fucked up. What the fuck did you do? Like, look at him. Make sure your priorities are straight, could be devastating.
But that would also, I feel like the blame would be placed on both of them by someone like the teacher. Because technically both of them did it together. Like, yes, we could talk about whether Ed was a little bit more of the stronger personality in the duo.
Yeah.
But with their ages being so close and both of them having learned the same information and both been a part of what they tried to do, I feel like the teacher would probably understand that the brothers did this together.
My, like, instinct is that the teacher would come off like very empowering and strong and angry, like a typical, you know, teacher. But at the same time, I could also see a teacher being like feeling like they're responsible. Like, I taught them the beginning of this, or I helped them, and then I wasn't there for them. If I was there for them right when their mother died, would I have been able to convince them not to do it?
There's also, when we first get introduced to the idea that this is what we're going to go do, and we get lines like, the teacher's gonna kill us. Like, they think the teacher's gonna kill them. It's within an episode where we're having a very intimidating figure like Bradley, but we're getting weird interactions with him where he doesn't seem intimidating, but we're supposed to think of him in that way. Like, this guy holds a lot of power.
Yeah.
It definitely kind of creates some sort of confusion for me in terms of trying to even guess what I expect from the teacher in terms of how intimidating, or am I to trust Ed and Al's view of how the teacher will respond to them, or is it going to be completely subverting my expectations? I would say my last thing, I don't know how much more you have, but my last thing is I want to pull up the wanted posters for literally right at the very end of the episode. It feels so perfectly placed that it's like, this is coming up. So I'm going to wave just to make sure we shout. Obviously Scar.
Yeah.
Obviously. But there's two other guys on these wanted posters. And we're drawing equal attention to all three. All three are the same size, the same amount of detail.
I thought, like, at first glance, I thought the second was the Freezing Alchemist, but I don't think it is.
I don't think it is.
I don't think it is. Yeah. He has longer hair.
This is like a sharp teeth kind of guy. And then what seems like someone who was a state alchemist, it's probably a traitor now because there's like a uniform.
Yeah.
So definitely have to call attention to this if we're getting it upon the exit. Like, either these people we're going to see one of them in Dublith, or this is what's going to be going on right now in Central, or Roy is going to be dealing with one of them.
Is the implication that in the third wanted picture it's an actual photo because it's a state alchemist, but the other two are just drawings?
Oh,
'cause they didn't have
totally. You're
photos?
so right with that. Like,
That's
this
so
is
cool.
a actual, like, we have a photo of this person because he literally had to get like an
Headshot.
ID picture.
Cool.
Honestly, this is kind of, I thought that Scar and our group of like Gluttony, Envy, I thought that what was going on was like these two kind of different villains with their own different motivations moving at the same time, and that was it. But it seems here, because they're on the same equal footing with Scar, that these other two characters have potential to hold the same weight in the story as Scar.
I can imagine a parallel world that I get more dialogue between Scar and Roy Mustang, and it is fantastic. And
We're
I hope
going to
that
get more.
is going to happen.
It's going to happen.
I hope. You good?
Yes.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and hope to see you next time.